married a gay man and we had a baby together.
And a lot of people wonder, do we have sex? This is a hot topic for people to bring up when talking about our relationship, because it blows a lot of people's minds that I can be a gay man and have an intimate relationship with a woman.
And people are also curious to know how we conceived if he's a gay man, and did we have a baby through alternative methods like IVF? And we're here to talk a little bit about that with you.
So first things first, we do have sex. We have an intimate relationship. And then usually what comes up is that people say, well, then why don't you identify as bisexual if you are able to be intimate with a woman?
Why don't you identify as bisexual, honey?
Truly, my feelings are gay. Samantha is the only woman that I've ever been attracted to in my life. And because of that, I always feel connected to my gay identity, no matter the fact that Samantha's a woman and that our relationship looks conventional on the outside.
And this has nothing to do with Jacob's misunderstanding of sexuality or definitions.
Right.
It is just the definition that he feels best defines what he's feeling inside and what's going on in his brain. So sometimes people will be like, well, that's still bi, bro. And
Right.
we're like, well, if he felt bi, he would feel comfortable saying that.
Right, and to me, when people say bi, it's an oversimplification of what we're trying to explain here. And what we're trying to do is normalize that you can keep your identity intact even if your relationship doesn't fit the box that you are attracted to or that you identify as, because we all know love is love. It comes in all shapes and sizes, all different packages.
Wonder what this could be. Oh.
This is the way ours presented itself, and it wasn't forced. It's not changing who I am as a person. And so we want to share that to help other people who maybe fit this same dynamic, or maybe another dynamic that isn't really talked about, to normalize that.
Love can come in unexpected ways. It can come in all different variations. And if we are going to say love is love, then we have to be willing to accept a form of love that doesn't quite fit our understanding of definitions or relationships that we've seen.
Right.
And we are so adamant about continuing to share about our relationship because we did not have people to look up to when we first were exploring even being in a relationship together. It was confusing because I knew Jacob was gay. This isn't like a situation where he all of a sudden came out to me later on in our relationship. I knew he was gay from the day that I met him, and that added a whole wrench into just my understanding of life, and kind of was very confusing because I had no example of a relationship like this to go off of. So I was feeling like I was crazy, and I couldn't understand how our relationship just felt like true love and a soulmate connection beyond just a friendship. I've had soul friends before, but it's very different than this. Jacob is my person. He is my partner. And that needs to be understood, that it's in the same way that a conventional man who is hetero finds a hetero woman and falls in love, like that fairy tale. That's what we have. He's just gay.
Right. Now, some of this was actually a convenience for us because we were able to know each other as best friends for 18 months and really get to know each other and love each other as people. And we think that sometimes that's lacking in relationships. People get together, they hook up or whatever, and they become boyfriend, girlfriend, even get married too quickly. And they don't really know if they found their person. So we spent 18 months in a completely platonic friendship before we ever dived into having a relationship. And that assured that we are connected in this way.
And we would never have crossed that line if there wasn't something the entirety of those 18 months just pulling us and pushing us together and being like, this is your person, this is your person. It was literally right in front of us from day one, but I think when things are that obvious, it's almost scary, and you convince yourself that it is not that. And again, because we did not have that representation, we did not know how to navigate it. And also, we were both in places of finding ourselves, and we had both lived very independent, brazen lives as our independent units. And once we came together, it was like a shift. And we started doing things together. Like we would be so creative together, and we would, anytime Jacob would make something or I would have a project, we would work with one another on it. And it was like the other person was the missing piece that then made the project even better.
Yeah.
And
I was like, Samantha's my muse.
yeah, and we once had a friend kind of say that we are two artists who are each other's muse, and that's amazing. But also, there can be two people in the world who are each other's muse and who are not each other's love mate.
Right.
But we also want to make it very clear that we love each other with the same depth that any other couple who's madly in love with each other would have.
Yeah.
Again, him being gay and me being straight does not define our ability to love one another, because the baseline of it all is that we fell in love with the right person, which is always our message. If we stop looking at the labels and the boxes that we think we're supposed to check, and we just look at how someone makes us feel, maybe that's what love is love really means.
Yeah.
But there's so much noise and so much distractions, and it's very easy to lose sight of that.
Yeah. And without getting graphic, I think a lot of people wonder what intimacy looks like and feels like for us. Because I'm gay, it's obviously a lot of people are like, how can you even fathom being with a woman? And I can't fathom being with a woman. It's truly not a part of my physiology. But Samantha is my soulmate, and when we're connected, we are one. And it's, without getting graphic, we do have sex, and it's very conventional, and it's what I say is it's not like ass and titties and like that overly lustful sort of connection. It's a very soul connecting thing that it feels like that classic idea of love. I also use the metaphor of 90-year-old people who are intimate, and once all of our vanity and everything kind of goes away, you just have two souls coming together. And that's what it's felt like with Samantha from the beginning.
And some people will say to me, well, oh gosh, poor Samantha, I just feel so badly for her because he's not attracted to her. And I understand that people would feel that way, but again, with the 90-year-old analogy, your beauty fades away at that point, and all that's left is your internal beauty and like your spark.
Right.
And I've always felt that from the day we met, when Jacob looks at me, it is deeper. I feel more beautiful than I've ever felt in my life, because the gaze of how he looks at me and how seen I feel when he looks into my soul, and how my heart feels like he understands and sees every little inch of me is, it's something that unless you are in a relationship this way, and it doesn't mean you have to be in a gay straight relationship, it just means you have to be with the right person. I feel like anyone who's in a deep true love relationship can relate to the fact that when you're with your partner, it's beyond just the surface level things and qualifications that we hope our partner will also have.
Yeah.
It's really, you just feel like, wow, this person sees me for every inch of me that I am. Like, especially right now, like I do not feel like I feel like I'm my best version of myself as a whole in so many ways, because I think that having a baby has made me just a more beautiful version of myself. My personality has evolved into a better version. I just feel so self-beautiful, but also I know that there's like a lot of baggage too of things that that go when you have a baby. Like, you have to then get your body back in shape. You smell like your hormones go haywire because you're postpartum. And I think that I don't even think about how Jacob's thinking about those things. Like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I smell disgusting. And Jacob just thinks I'm the most beautiful person in the world despite all of that, because the connection is so deep.
I do see Samantha as beautiful no matter what the circumstance, no matter where you're at. Even when you're in your hospital gown giving birth, that it's
Oh, yeah.
quite the graphic sight, but it's gorgeous, you know. It's life, it's everything.
If you learn anything from this video, is we hope that you just look at our story as another variation of a classic love story. We always say that we're like that old Hollywood love story because A, we just love old Hollywood, but B, I think when you watch an old Hollywood film like a Casablanca or something, you just have examples of that love at first sight, you know, the orchestration of, you know, that underscores like the feeling and the mood of it all. And we want you, if you're looking for someone, or if you are in a relationship and you're looking to make your relationship better, I think just move towards the person or the communication style that makes you feel that orchestration.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like our life is a movie because it feels like everything is more beautiful and like there's music in the world because we're with our loved one.
Yeah, find that genuine connection over real things, and it's the rest of everything else falls in place.